All right, we have done an amazing job, I feel like. We've gone through all of the finer points of swapping and providing liquidity on Uniswap, impermanent loss, slippage, front running, all that stuff that might have been a mystery to you before is now just like crystallized in your head, right? If it hasn't, reach out to me. I want to help you. I want to make sure after you take this course that you have enough information and a firm understanding of all of this stuff. The final thing I want to touch on is Uni governance. You might have heard about that. Uniswap has a token, which I've been using throughout this demonstration, called Uni, UNI. And that token is used to govern the decentralized product that is called Uniswap, the one we've been using this whole time. Most decentralized governance projects that you might have heard of and basically have voting. So you can use the token, the Uni token, or any token that's involved in a decentralized project to vote on changes to the protocol. They can vote to change very minor things or very major things. So other projects like Compound and MakerDAO and Yearn and all these other projects, the governance community has pretty broad power to make some pretty serious changes if the vote goes the way that they want it to go. Uni is a little different. Uni voters have very limited power to make changes to this protocol. So whereas with other projects, I might tell you, you really want to monitor the changes that governance is proposing and make sure that you don't get caught off guard. Like if you're providing liquidity and they make major changes to the rules, you would need to be aware of that. Uniswap version 2 and version 1. Well, version 1 doesn't have governance. Version 2, this current version, does have governance. But it has very limited power. It can't make major changes to the protocol. It can only make very minor changes that don't actually affect anything that you can currently do with Uniswap. If you want to explain, and I'll talk about that in more detail in a second, but if you want to get deeper into this, come to the Uniswap platform, app.uniswap.org, hit vote, and it shows you the current votes that are up or have been in the past. There haven't been that many yet. So there might be more to come. If you click read more about Uniswap governance, it's going to take you to this page, introducing Uni. And I'm not going to get into too much detail about what the governance is up to and what they want to do and stuff like that. I'm just going to tell you what they can do, okay, what their capabilities actually are. If you scroll down in this article until we get to the, here. This is what Uni governance is capable of doing or changing or controlling, okay? They're capable of course, Uni holders have ownership of governance, period. The Uni community treasury. So this is a treasury containing newly minted, it's a vesting process of Uni tokens that go into a treasury, and then Uni holders can decide what they want to do with that treasury. And the treasury consists of more Uni tokens. Okay, so they might want to give grants to developers that are developing new ideas for Uniswap and stuff like that. But that in no way affects the core code that's already been deployed on the blockchain that you are interacting with to swap or provide liquidity. Okay, so it's a completely separate thing. The protocol fee switch. This is the one thing that kind of might affect you, but not really. And what this is that 0.3% fee on every single trade. Currently, the entire 0.3% fee goes to the liquidity providers. It gets split among all the providers in that liquidity pool. That's the current situation. That's like the default situation. The switch means they can flip a switch, and instead of the entire 0.3% going to the liquidity providers, the switch allows them to change it to only 0.25% going to the liquidity providers, and then the remaining 0.05% going to the Uni holders, the holders of Uni token. Either way, and if you're a Uni holder, great, like it's a separate situation, right? You might profit from that in the future. But if you're a trader or a liquidity provider, Actually, let me take it back. If you're a trader, it doesn't affect you at all. You're paying 0.3% either way. If you're a liquidity provider and they flip that switch, you're making a little bit less on trading fees. Okay, so if you're an LP, you do want to kind of make sure you know what's going on with this protocol fee switch thing. It's not going to make a huge difference in your life, but it's a considerable amount of your fees that might get diverted away from liquidity providers into uni holders. Okay, other things that uni holders can do with governance is they control the ENS name, which it means nothing to you. They control the default list of tokens that appears on Uniswap. And what that means is it's this list here. When this list comes up, they can change it. They can add tokens, remove them. Okay. And then finally, they control the SOX liquidity tokens, which is a whole... Look up Uni Socks. It's literally a pair of socks that Uniswap sold early on that's now worth thousands of dollars, but that's a separate video. Okay. The Uni governance community it doesn't have a lot of teeth. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing when it comes to trustlessness, when it comes to censorship resistance, when it comes to immutability. You don't want to deal with a lot of smart contracts that are able to be changed, that are malleable, that can be voted, that people can vote wealth to themselves with. Okay, this is the best case scenario for governance where it can't really do much at all. And you can safely use the protocol knowing that the worst it could possibly do is divert a little bit of the swap fees away from LPs. Okay, so that's an overview of what Uni governance can do. I encourage you to explore it more. If you want to participate with governance, you can. There's a whole separate discussion board where people are talking about proposals and votes and things like that. I'll link to it for you. Explore it on your own. But as far as how it affects the core protocol, that's pretty much it.